Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We are just getting started. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Yeah, Thibaut Courtois. He's a huge presence between the sticks, and that's not just...
Vinicius Junior! Denied by an instinctive save.
Vinicius Junior really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Keeper has taken decisive action. That has been slung wide. Pings it across. Now, who's going to be first to this? That is a brilliant interception. Mbappe. He is through here. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Mbappe going face to face with his great rival. And the shot! Pinches it off him. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. So a big, big chance now from 12 yards. So perhaps now the breakthrough. He scores for sure! Not much more than a formality.
Played a game of double bluff here, I think.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. And it's DiMarco. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Mbappe absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Can he finish? And that would have been some goal.
Chalanolu clearly is very disappointed, but at least his boss is applauding him for his efforts. That's the kind of attacking endeavour they need.
Bellingham. DiMarco. Vietnam leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. Mbappe to Bruno Fernandes. That's beautifully weighted. Chalanolu. Can he get on the end of this? João Neves.
Lille definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
And he was alert to it.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
It's a searching pass.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Impressive jump! João Neves. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Carreras. And it's Gravenberch. And here's Mbappe. Decent chance! Well, that is commitment to the cause. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Referee has just said play on. Knocks it into space. Now it's Neves. DiMarco tries to pass it through. Now it's Bellingham. Referee's had a good look and given a corner. Lille have their second corner now. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Thinks about the shot. Oh, that's nice. Chance to deliver. Schlotterbeck attempts a clearance. Haaland.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Floated through. Courtois claims comfortably.
Vietnam can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
And here's Vinicius Junior. And he welcomes it in. Can he finish? Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
João Cancelo. That's good running with the ball. And it's Bellingham. And it's Bellingham. It's a good spell of possession, this. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. That's very neat. Oh, good ball. Chamuc played down the flank. But that has not gone well. And that signals the end of the first period. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Oh, what a terrific 45 minutes, all triggered by a helter-skelter tempo that has, been very open, end-to-end, ding-dong stuff, with so much to enjoy. It's a cracking watch.
Vietnam are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. So right back into the action.
Vietnam can do themselves a massive favour by grabbing another one here.
Çalhanoğlu. Mbappe receives it in a... Tries a shot! And he's managed to get rid. Now who's going to be first to this? Oh, important interception. DiMarco.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Çalhanoğlu. Carreras powering forward here. Haaland is onto this. Defending of the desperate for... And the finish! It's anyone's ball now. That is lovely. Oh, he's having a go! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Team still separated by the game's only goal. Good take, and is he in? He's cut it out. Gravenberg. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He's been chance! And it's hit the woodwork and out! Played out wide, and it's Cancelo.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
He's in a great position here, and he's had a chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh no, this does not look good. Forced to go back, shapes to shoot! Oh, and that is really good tenacity. Corner number 3 coming up.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 13, le numéro 9, le numéro 87. À leur place, le numéro 10, le numéro 11, le numéro 14.
Tries to get it clear. Lille are looking to go forward now. Carreras. Hangs in a cross. And the keeper gets his hands on it. Lille are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Mbappe, upright and purposeful. Mbappe looking understandably energised after his goal. It's Chalanolu! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 32,
number 4 coming up
le
here.
numéro 42, le numéro 4. À leur place, le numéro 25, le numéro 15, le numéro 3. Attention, changement.
Lille have the chance to go the other way. Aimed beyond the defence. That's good play. Just a quarter of an hour to play. Quality ball.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Vinicius Junior! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
And here's Haaland. This is a promising build-up. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Cancelo. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Good ball, good take. Oh, what has happened here? Oh, super ball. And here's Haaland. 5 minutes left on the clock.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
That's a lovely, neat pass.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer, and quickly.
João Palhinha. Oh, that was vital. And now the breakaway. It's an imaginative pass. Oh, he's found support out wide. He's picked his way through. Engages and forces him off the ball. Might be danger here. Takes a shot! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Goes for a shot! It's a goal! 2 to the good. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Vietnam can probably lay claim to the title of having been the better side here. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're very much on the way now. So, Jim, this feels like a lineup designed to counter threats out wide, is that it?
Yeah, you will in theory have the numerical advantage, Peter, on the wings. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the opposition to try to get past you. On the other hand, you're essentially inviting your opponents up the field. It's going to be a a fine balancing act between letting your opponents have the ball and looking for opportunities to counter. But it can work really well.
And he cuts out the supply. Now, what about a counter-attack? Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Bruno Fernandes is the modern-day Portuguese maestro, and I really like him for his character as well, something that's not picked up on very much. I see him as a player who always goes about his business with conviction and authority, and a proper leader.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Mbappe! And he shoots! He is desperate to get on the score sheet, but not this time.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And here's Haaland. Now, can they get it? Can he finish? It's in! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Vietnam have taken the lead.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Bellingham. Good driving run. And once more he proves rigid and robust. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Gravenberg. And here's Bruno Fernandes. Great chance! It's in! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Vietnam are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
To be expected, Peter.
Vinicius Junior! Oh, how good is he? He's got himself an absolute peach. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
Just one in it now.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
And that is expertly dealt with. And the pass is intercepted. Aims beyond the defence. Takes aim and crosses.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Bellingham gets it away. And now they can spring out of defence. Carreras. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Carreras made a... shooting chance! Superb from Vinicius Junior! About as smooth as it gets. They are right back in business.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop. Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Well, what a game we have on our hands here.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Bellingham. And he passes it long. It's an inviting-looking ball, that. Van de Ven. And they've switched it over to the other side. Gravenberg. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe is having a shot! Bellingham.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Gravenberg. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Gravenberg really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And for the first half, that is that. Vietnam are involved in a terrific contest here. It's been a slugfest and a half. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, it's been played at such a frenetic pace. I'm amazed it's only been 45 minutes. I'm wondering whether these players are going to be able to maintain that energy.
Well, it has been a high-octane first half, full of action, both sides with 2 goals going in at half-time. Second period then underway.
Vietnam clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Tries to play it through. Out of play for a goal kick. And it's Bellingham. And here's Vinicius Junior. Looking for the run. Expertly cut out, really nicely done.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Carreras.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Well timed, excellent interception. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Goes forward. Thuram going after that. Bellingham. Now it's Thuram. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Van de Ven. Carreras. And it's Çalhanoğlu. And it's lofted through here. DiMarco kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Lille appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Could move up a gear here. Oh, that's a great run he's made from deep. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. DiMarco. Well, they could break here. It's a good spell of possession, this. And it's Cancelo. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game-changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
That's an imaginative pass. Oh, that's clever.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
João Neves. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Carreras. Calhanoglu does have his name on the score sheet, of course. And here's Mbappe. Pedro Porro. And Gravenberch. Pinches it off him. Calhanoglu. This might spell danger. And here's Mbappe. Driving through the middle. It's a threat. Shapes to shoot! Another one of football's and how moments.
That could yet prove very pivotal. Chances like that just can't be wasted.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 13.
Vietnam have their
le
second
numéro
corner now.
87. Le numéro 32. Le numéro 8. Le numéro 42. Le numéro 4. À leur place, le numéro 10. Le numéro 14. Le numéro 25. Le numéro 6.
Bellingham!
Le numéro 15.
And that's a real chance missed. Thuram, 2 assists to his credit already. Foot in. Bellingham charging forward, the ball at his feet.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now. They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Well, that's a booking, always looked it. There's the shot!
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Temps additionnel.
1 minute to
Une
add,
minute.
according to the board. And it's Reinders. Nothing in it still. We move to extra time. So, that was the second half.
Well, there was very little between the sides all the way through, so extra time is the correct next step.
Well, no winner so far, but somebody has to be the winner. And extra time is next.
Chers spectateurs, nous vous demanderons de bien vouloir rester assis pendant le match. Merci de votre compréhension. Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 5. À sa place, Le numéro 22, changement en cours.
90 minutes gone and nothing between them still. João Palhinha. Yildiz going face-to-face with his great rival. Aimed at the far side. Oh, good climb! Oh, he's done it! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! A great delivery and a finish to match.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Great vision. Yildiz. Trippier. Nico Gonzalez. This looks promising.
Vinicius Junior really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Oh, no joy this time. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Vinicius Junior. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Marmoush. Can he get it through? Now it's Haaland. Decent chance! Well taken goal. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
We knew what was coming, and he has outfoxed the keeper again.
Yeah, he always had the measure of the keeper, and there was very little doubt as to how this was going to end up.
It is compelling, this, utterly compelling. Showing good feet. Delivered. He's had a shot! Incredible! Just incredible! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it!
Une minute.
Lille have their lead. And here's Haaland. Chance for a shot! And that is an energetic end to the first period of extra time. So the very last of the action is still to come. Two teams separated here by the smallest of margins. Fingernails well bitten everywhere. Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner? Well, this really has been an epic encounter, and there are some tired limbs out there. How much more can the players give? That's a lovely, neat pass. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Tura, and he's worked it through, and the shot! And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. O'Reilly. That's tidy. Haaland being given no time to dwell on the ball here.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Trippier with a definite foul there. And no surprise, that's a booking. Vietnam very much running into the last chance saloon.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
And here's Vinicius Junior. Saliba does really well to win the ball there.
Vietnam really don't have a choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. No, he's not getting his way this time. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of...
Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So straight into the action. Well, 5 at the back, Jim. It does feel fairly defensively oriented, this formation.
Well, you could say it's a lineup that's all about creating positive transitions. The lack of width in midfield with just 3 in there makes the role of the fullbacks more crucial, or wing-backs. You have to have them constantly push up, forcing opposition players back and giving your team a little more freedom.
Easier said than done.
That's right, but it does work very well, provided you have the right players to pull it off.
DiMarco, aimed at the far side. Towering header! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And he's gone looking for safety. Has a look and plays it forward. That's a good run down the left. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And he's had it nicked away. Has another goal! Goal! Nil! The first significant strike. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So, a breakthrough already. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Whistle's gone, that's foul. He gets the ticking off and needs to be very careful now. Pedro Porro is onto this. Decent chance! And he's really put himself on the line here.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Lille are looking to go forward now.
Vietnam are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Can he get on the end of this? DiMarco. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Great ball, and he's in here. Great challenge, time to perfection. And now a sudden chance to counter. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Gravenberg. Oh, what a ball! Is there any support? He might not need it. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. He's a sharp little ball here, and there's green grass ahead of him. Gravenberg. Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. Now it's Haaland, and it's Porro. And it's Gravenberg. He's in a great position here. Tries a shot!
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
Thuram. Great vision. Dembele.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some, unsurprisingly, and disgust to others. What a waste.
That's a good foray he's making.
Vietnam truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
João Neves did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Just eases him off the ball. Bellingham, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Played out wide. He has a look up. Has to go back here. Carreras did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Bellingham. And it's Neves. To Cancelo. And it's Cancelo.
Temps additionnel.
Searching pass he's played there. Bellingham. That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Vietnam unable to get back onto level terms before half-time. They trail 1-0.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second.
Nous vous demanderons de bien vouloir rester assis pendant le match. Merci de votre compréhension. Attention, changement.
And we get things going again.
Vietnam can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And he was quick to react. João Neves threads one in. And here's Dembele.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defend.
And a header! And that's in! 2 up now, and they are cruising. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now with 2 up.
Yildiz! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. It's a goal. Back to within 1. Interesting. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Van Dijk does really well there. He is strong. Now it's Haaland. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. He won't be happy with that one.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
"60 minutes played. Now there's a... takes a shot! And here's Mbappe.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
They're coming again and again.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 87.
So changes afoot here and from both sides.
À leur place, le numéro 41. Le numéro 10. Changement.
Vietnam are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise.
Well, you can only assume that the manager's got those substitutions on his mind.
Yildiz could move up a gear here. Now it's Haaland. He's found space here. That's very neat. And it's Bellingham. Now it's Mbappe. And the shot! It's come back out to him. And that's a good finish. Do not write them off. Back they come. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, you might think I'm being a bit harsh, Peter, but I just can't help the feeling that the keeper should have done a better job. Full stop.
It's turning into quite a gem, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Bellingham knocks it out wide. Takes aim and crosses.
Well played and well cleared. Vietnam really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Nice control. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And it's Bellingham. Some really good ball. There's the shot! And he hits the net! And the game is well and truly turned on its head!
Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 42. Le numéro
So we have
32.
movement on both benches.
Le numéro 8.
Vietnam have their lead.
À leur place.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Changement en cours.
Real chance! And there's a goal! And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Look at the manager here, he's absolutely fuming and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
And he shoots! And he's stuck it away! With so little time left, grandstand finish! Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Oh, shooting chance! Well taken goal. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Il y aura 6
Vietnam
minutes de
have
temps
surely
additionnel.
won it, or so you would think.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Oh, he's been caught on it here. Oh, great chance. He's found a way through. So much time and space here. It's a goal kick. Van de Ven. And we're done. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What... Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. Things already rolling. So, Jim, this feels like a lineup designed to counter threats out wide, is that it?
Yeah, you will in theory have the numerical advantage, Peter, on the wings. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the opposition to try to get past you. On the other hand, you're essentially inviting your opponents up the field. It's going to be a fine balancing act between letting your opponents have the ball and looking for opportunities to counter. But it can work really well.
Nice sequence of passes, this. Oh, important interception.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Thibaut
Tries a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
That's a decent clearance. Lille are looking to go forward now. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
João Neves. Now it's Thuram. Now DiMarco. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Gravenberg. And here's Haaland. This looks promising. Real chance! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. Corner number 2 then. And he can thump it away. And now a sudden chance to counter. So we're still where we started right now.
Lille definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Trippier making good progress on the right-hand side. Gravenberg. And here's Bruno Fernandes. Chance for a shot! Bellingham. And it's Çalhanoğlu. Haaland. And that is masterful defending.
They want to be quick here, it's breakaway time.
And he's picked out the run. Bellingham, he has found the way for Bellingham! Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Thuram. Gravenberg. And it's Bruno Fernandes. DiMarco. Schlotterbeck. Gravenberg. Oh, good-looking ball. Mbappe. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup.
Vietnam have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
He's going for goal! That is a super hit, but it was always just off target.
Well, he does strike a very pure ball, doesn't he? It's great technique.
Well, anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. João Neves. Gives it back.
Not a lot more he could do there.
Passing. Big chance! Gorgeous from Thuram. A finish of true class.
Vinicius Junior really played that return ball to perfection there, Peter. He knew the exchange was on and he put it on a plate for his teammate. That was just gorgeous.
Lille have broken... Chance! That's a sharp pass. Look at the space here. Mbappe driving forwards. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And it's Chamuc. That's good play. Thuram. Lille are looking to break at pace. And for the first half, that is that. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Vietnam finding themselves behind by just one goal at the break.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
Changement en cours.
That gets us going once more.
Vietnam really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Vietnam do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
And here's Vinicius Junior. DiMarco. Only partially clear. Oh, and he shoots! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Mbappe. It's Bellingham.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Trippier charging forward down that flank. Now it's Thuram. Lille appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Vietnam still behind thanks to that solitary strike. Close. He's having a shot!
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Chalanolu. Oh, this is a terrific run. Takes a shot! He's got away with one there. João Neves. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
Can he finish? Now that is commitment to the cause. Corner number 3 coming up.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 87. Le numéro 42. Le numéro 13. Le numéro
Van
32.
Dijk gets it away.
À leur place, le numéro 41.
That's
le numéro
tidy.
15. Le numéro 10.
Yeah, he's pulled him up for that
le numéro
challenge.
6. Changement.
And he's in on goal. And the shot! And the ball's come loose here. Vietnam get their fourth corner. And he's heaved it away. And now they can spring out of defence. Yildiz. Oh, there's a probing ball. Vietnam are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise.
Well, you can only assume that the manager's got those substitutions on his mind.
Çalhanoğlu. Half an hour gone in the second half.
Vietnam really are showing all the necessary urge.
And a chance! Oh, and that should have been two.
Yildiz has reacted in utter shock here. For him, the keeper has pulled off the impossible.
And the keeper's got it again. Rice bumps him off it and wins back the ball. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. In towards the back stick. Impressive jump! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
Well, this is simple. The supply is to be admired. The defending is to be admonished.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 8.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Le numéro 25.
Vietnam could be just about done here.
Changement.
Yeah, they're really playing in hope at this point, but hope is something you can always cling to.
Carreras. Yildiz. Yildiz running with the ball. Just 5 minutes left. And it's Bellingham. It's run loose here. Well, that is one way to stop him.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Good ball, good take. And that should get the job
Il
done.
y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Great ball, and he's in. Chance! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Haaland. I think they're done. They are done. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that.
Mesdames et messieurs, je
How do
voudrais
you
vous
look back
rappeler
on the
de
game then,
reculer
Jim?
dans les zones
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Oh, what a ball! Great vision. Hoisted in.
Oh, how that cross missed everyone is an absolute mystery to me. It warranted a finishing touch.
Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, Peter, Erling Haaland is very much the player in all of football in so many ways. His development really owes to the fact that he made all the best.
Swell Neves! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
João Neves actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And it's been taken short. Very nicely done. He's had it taken off him. And now a sudden chance to counter. Gravenberg opts for safety. Mbappe. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
And it's Neves. Now it's Vinicius Junior. That's tidy. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And here's Haaland, and here's Gravenberg. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And he's picked it up outward. Shot, surely! Goal! Nil! And there is your opener. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Lille have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
So, another set play. And this, an opportunity to pull level. Shot could be up. There's the shot! He's done very well to get to that.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And that has been knocked clear. Looking for the run. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And he's there to get it away.
Vietnam really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Defending of the desperate variety. Oh, that's delightful. He's on it. Can he finish? And that's in. They're level in a trice.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
That was fabulous. The most adept of touches, the smoothest of finishes.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
Vietnam tries a shot! And a neat finish! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Chalhanoglu. That's been slipped through. He is through here! That is lovely. Gravenberg. Showing great feet there. Well, they could break here. And it's Neves. And here's Vinicius Junior. Aims beyond the defence. Thuram looking sharp there.
Well, sometimes you can see it coming a mile off, yet because of the timing of both the run and the pass, it can be hard to stop. Always next time.
That's a lovely, neat pass. Bellingham touches it back. João Neves. Haaland.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And it's Chalhanoglu looking to pass their way up the pitch. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe running with the ball. Showing good feet. Mbappe stood his ground strongly. And he's had it nicked away. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, we have quite a thrilling narrative here. Despite their early setback, they are now the ones in the driving seat. And all of a sudden, things are looking pretty rosy. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I've been left almost breathless here, Peter. This is frantic stuff. 45 minutes just seem to fly by. Here's hoping both teams can maintain this level.
Vietnam leading, but only just 2 on the scoreline. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. Haaland is onto this. That is good, super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Chalhanoglu. And he's managed to get free. There's the delivery. Cleared away. They're urging him to... and the shot! Deftly away. Now Schlotterbeck. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes. Schlotterbeck.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose. Shapes to shoot! I'll keep trying, and eventually it might come off.
Vietnam really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Corner number 2 then. Gravenberg. Van de Ven. Bruno Fernandes looking understandably energised after his goal. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And it's Neves. Just eases him off the ball. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
Chalhanoglu ploughing through the middle. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Carreras just loves to go forward whenever he can. Look at the space here. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And here's Vinicius Junior, and that's gone loose. Mbappe. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Strong running down that left flank. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Gravenberg. Lovely, now then. He's in a good position here. Takes a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And it's been hooked away. This is good pressing, they're not short on bodies. Tries to play it through. Haaland.
Vietnam clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
DiMarco. Oh, he's big chance! Oh, he'd love to have another go at that.
What's a chance? It looked to me like he just changed his mind at the last second there.
Changement pour Lille. Le numéro 13.
So we have movement on both benches.
Le numéro 32. Le numéro 8. Le numéro 42.
Joao
Le
Palhinha.
numéro 4.
Yildiz.
Le numéro 10.
And it's Joao
Le
Palhinha.
numéro 14.
And
Le
Reinders.
numéro 25.
Bouts of passing here, really easy on the eye.
Le numéro 3.
Lovely feet.
Attention, changement.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused.
And a shot! Goal! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They played...
Can he finish? Relentless! Just relentless! It's all becoming so easy. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy. He's going for goal! It's bounced back off the post. And he can thump it away. Goes for a shot! And somehow he's managed to miss it. Oh, that's ambitious. It is close, but that is the last of it. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Vietnam definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running in behind, this has just been a great day at the office.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
And the move... A real chance! It's in! And that's got him off to a flyer!
And it looks like we're going to get the entertainment we were all hoping for.
They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get press from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
Vietnam finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Not the most accurate pass. And Gamor closing in on goal. That's put paid to the danger. Van Dijk. Soboslai has been caught there, it's a foul. Quickly taken. That has been slung wide.
That was lovely, that.
Looking for the far post. That has been knocked clear. And the shot! It's a goal! 2, and we've barely begun here. Terrific goal, what a super sharp finish.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
And now he has 2. Liverpool are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And now the breakaway. Vieira stood his ground strongly.
Vietnam are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Makaleli. Soboslai gets a foot in here. That's destined for the flank. Soboslai. And again! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. And I bet you the keeper is very relieved.
Passes short and sharp.
That's good play from him.
No way through. That's really well manoeuvred. Rijkaard. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Can he latch on to this? Jones has it out wide and in space. Vieira deals with that comfortably. Messi. Rijkaard. Could move up a gear here. It's a pretty loose pass. Gomez. Vieira pulls off an exemplary piece of defending. Now it's Messi. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Little doubt, that is a foul. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. And here's Jones. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. And here's Jones. And it's Soboslai. And here's Gakpo. Jones receives it in a bullish header. And he was there to get a vital touch.
Soboslai is offering a right smile there.
And it's been taken short. Gomez. Soboslai. Plays it across. Terrific effort! And it's there! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart...
Jones has got himself a free kick. Yellow or red? It is red. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle. Vietnam are down to 10 men. And it's Gravenberch. Vieira. Szoboszlai. Looking to play him in. Vietnam are in need of a lift as we head up towards the break. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? And it's Szoboszlai. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Van Dijk. We've got 5 minutes till half-time. And it's Jones. Knocks it into space. Szoboszlai providing an outlet on that flank.
Well, not the worst attempt. A little technical tweak should help the quality.
Crossed in again. Nicely aimed pass. Makaleli. And Gamor. Looking for a runner. Now it's Gakpo. It's a goal kick. Some resolute defending there. Over to the right flank. He's got away. Szoboszlai. Gakpo! Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. That is some save from Khan. Oh, he cannot put it away, and with that comes half-time. Well, I don't think many people saw this coming ahead of kick-off. Oh, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon.
Substitution on the field, number 9, Ibrahimovic.
So the action resumes.
Number 21,
Vietnam changed their lineup for the second half. A reaction, no doubt, to the half-time score.
Number 3, Puyol.
That looks a decent ball.
Coming on the
And
field,
Gamboa picks it up out wide.
20,
Kerkez has it in a wide position.
Bale. Number 5, Cafu. Number 8, Franz Beckenbauer.
Tries to play it through. Big chance! And the keeper threw out a limb.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Vietnam are looking to go forward now. No, he's not going to get any further than that. Always going over the top. Oh, some tackle that. Makalele really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
And here's Jones. Played out to the left flank. It's a goal kick. Soboslai is there, and he can pick it up. Gakpo. Oh, great run, magical! Elects to cross. Gakpo, not one to pass up the chance to run up the defence. He loves those duels.
Well, you can't grumble when a player at least tries to make something happen.
Ungamoa. Now, can they get him away? It's out for a goal kick. And that has left him in a heap. Vietnam do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. And that's cause for mild irritation. Messi. Vieira. And it's Bale. Cafu. And that has put paid to that. Ungamoa. Nicely weighted ball. He's in a great position here. Gakpo! And he's stuck it away. This day becomes absolutely perfect. Utterly ideal. That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? He's picked his way through. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Szoboszlai. And it's Kirkes. Makalele gets across and deals with it. That pass has been well intercepted. Gives it back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Looking for the run. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Gravenberg. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. And it's Szoboszlai. Gakpo. Pass is just off target. Szoboszlai unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Ungamoa. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. He might be in here! Shooting chance! No, that's just wide.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift. Vietnam really have been second best here, second to every ball, and they can't have any complaints about where they are now. The good thing is they haven't given up, but it's not looking favourable.
Gravenberg. And he's managed to get free. To McAllister. Great vision. Ungamoa receives it in a wide position. McAllister. He's found a way past. And it's McAllister. Oh, that is a nice touch.
At a time.
And Gamoa finding himself in space. He's a sharp little ball here. Vieira. Liverpool have got it back and they'll have another go. Liverpool clearly now in lead preservation mode. It's loose and there's a race for the ball. And the referee brings it to a close. Vietnam suffer a humiliating defeat, and if that weren't painful enough, there's all the analysis and scrutiny to come. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Every chance, surely! Oh, split-second reaction.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Sucic plays it short. And now they can spring out of defence. And the finish! Goal, Inter! And we have liftoff! And that is a genuine ground-eat-me-up moment.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
Vietnam finding themselves. He's had a shot! Lacking in accuracy.
Well, I can understand why his thinking was that way inclined.
Diouf. Mkhitaryan. Shifted it to the flank. Showing great feet there. He's got away. Could move up a gear here. Darmian. Now Martinez. No luck with that dink over the top. Carlos Augusto. Martinez. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mkhitaryan. Passing is crisp and sharp. Gundogan. Carlos Augusto has the space to scheme. Looking for options for movement. Now it's Messi. He has found a way through. And he has been fouled there. And for sure, that was not one of his best.
Look, his thinking was more audacious than his attempt.
Stefan de Vrij. Oh, good-looking ball. Now this could be a chance. Now it's Enrique.
Oh, really well played.
He's picked his way through. Fermin defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Martinez! Martinez! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
They've played it short. Elects to... Oh, good climb! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Carlos Augusto actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Vietnam are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
He's found a way through.
They've certainly set out to cause a problem or two down that left flank. Carlos Augusto clearly looking the key component now with the concentration on width. Really aren't convincing right now. It has to start in defence, but the whole team needs a wake-up call.
He's a sharp little ball here. Now that looks a decent ball. And this is Messi. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Darmian. Luis Enrique has created one goal already. And it's Guardiola. He's in plenty of space here. That's a decent clearance. And he's gone looking for safety. Messi. Nice control. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, that's fabulous. Well, now here's a good battle. Bicep. And the shot! Now that is commitment to the cause. Luis Suarez! Harmlessly behind. Darmian for Luis Enrique. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Luis Enrique.
Quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Can he get away here? Darmian. Acerbi. And we've reached half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Vietnam go in at half-time with a game to chase.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. And so the action is resumed.
Vietnam really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
And he's being shifted off it. Darmian. And it's Mkhitaryan. Carlos Augusto. Now it's Luis Suarez. Acerbi. And it's Carlos Augusto. Knocks it into space. Now it's Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Pinches it off him. Now it's Martinez. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Now it's Neymar. Oh, that's nice. Gets a good foot in there.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Now it's Neymar. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And he's had it nicked away. Your impression so far, Jim?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Guardiola gets across to intercept that. Neymar. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. Balde. Nicely weighted ball. Fermin. Threads one in. Now it's Neymar. And it's Balde. And this is Neymar.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Gundogan kept his eye on it, and he's there. This is a promising build-up. Oh, they can break here. Neymar. He slings it, and a header! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
Well, they're certainly pressing with purpose here. And it's Messi. And here's Suarez.
Vietnam really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Neymar. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Sucic. That's a smartly directed ball. The ball swung in. Goes for a shot! Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Diouf really can't believe it. He let the opposition off the hook there, and he knows it all too well.
Made out to the left flank, not where it came from. And this is Mkhitaryan. Takes a shot! And that's a good finish. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Chance for a shot! It's off target and by quite a way. Not too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out. Sucic. Now it's Thuram. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Darmian. It's Guardiola. Spread it left. And he's picked it up out wide. Play Guardiola! He's got away with one there.
Well, let that...
And that will be the final act. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten by a better team on the day. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Vietnam desperately failing to impose themselves on the game. Decidedly flat, disjointed in so many areas on the pitch. And you're never going to win like that.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and after...
Row! And that is wildly off target.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Pass somewhat off target. And reclaimed it in a trice. Well, there is David Villa, a player whose thirst for goals is unquenchable. One of Spain's finest ever strikers, Jim.
Yes, I think his record speaks for itself, Peter. He's far from just a poacher. I like the way he's constantly on the move, creating space for others, and he's got the creativity to play in deeper roles if needed.
Bernardeschi, he's picked his way through.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
There's the header! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And it's been taken short. And it's gets his head on it! And now a sudden chance to counter. In with the challenge. He has found the way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last. Chance, surely! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Rowe receives it in a wide position. Shifted it to the flank. That has not gone well. And the shot! And the ball's come loose here. Well, they've got it again. Flings in across. Cleared without hesitation. Threads one in. Ferran Torres. Bernardeschi. Looking here to chip it through. That's going to go a long way.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Well, that's clear cut. It's a free kick. Rowe. And a chance! He's scored! So the first goal of the game.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now. Vietnam are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Aimed beyond the defence. Now it's Villa. David Villa. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Now, can they get him away?
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Oh, good spread. Wriggles his way through. Oh, important interception.
Bologna always have been a side that are known for pressing, a style that's very high tariff, Peter.
But it can pay off big time, can't it?
Yeah, just about every top side are doing this now.
Oh, that's a waste.
Iniesta has totally shown his greedy streak, and the boss is not happy, I can tell you.
That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Juan Miranda. He won't be happy with that one. It's a pretty loose pass. Can he get it through? Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Chance for a shot! And that's a good finish. A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So that's two now without reply.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Bernardeschi. It's gone for a throw-in. João Mario. And it's Albert Ferrer. No, again there's no way through. Pobega.
This is the time you need that pace.
And it's been played through. Guti. Spread out to the left. Not where it came from. Tries a shot! That's going wide left. So, a temporary halt to the action. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon.
To the field.
We're on the move again.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
He is through here. Looking for the run. It's a promising position. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, he's been caught napping. That'll be a corner. Juan Miranda with the short one. In towards the back stick. Casillas claims it. Safe hands. Vietnam have the chance to go the other way. David Villa was ultimately thwarted there, but it took a few of them to stop him.
Yeah, definitely not much wrong with what he tried, all things considered. The defence were just well prepared for what was coming.
The muscular approach does pay off here. Bernardeschi. Just no time to dwell on the ball there. Looking to play him in. He'll play through for the wide man. He's found a way through. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Pobega.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
Substitutions taking place.
Albert Ferrer. And it's Iniesta. Engages and forces him off the ball. Iniesta.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Great vision. Nicked it back promptly. Xavi Alonso being hounded, manhandled at times.
Well, they've got to deny him time and space, and that's one way of ensuring it.
Puyol. And it's Carvajal. Carvajal got a long way forward to join the attack. And it's made its way to him. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Under an awful lot of pressure. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Guti's cross. Pobega. Passing is crisp and sharp. Can he get on the end of this? Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. He's got away. He's had it taken off him. Nicely aimed pass. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Can he finish? That is decidedly lacking.
Vietnam really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Orsolini. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. He's having a hit! Another one of football's and how moments.
He's definitely playing with a lot more conviction. This team should look to him to produce the catalyst for a comeback.
And he's managed to get free. Juan Miranda. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And he's picked out the run.
That's going in strongly.
Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go.
Vietnam are certainly now looking like a sorry lot. They haven't got a proper defence, or attack, for that matter.
That has ended up in no man's land. Orsolini bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Oh, shooting chance! Yes! Up by 3. They have their boot on the throats of their foes. His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it.
And that is that. Vietnam have very little in the way of excuses here.